A client asks, "What did we approve 3 weeks ago?" You search the meeting transcript. It says launch Friday. You check yesterday's email. It says launch next Tuesday. Then the proposal quietly says the campaign is still waiting for approval. 3 sources, 3 answers, and you are supposed to sound confident.
That is not a rare edge case. That is Tuesday. And I'm Sophia Rodriguez. The point is not to let a model make decisions for you. The point is to stop losing the decisions people already made. Let's make this actually work for you.
Here's the exact idea. Build an AI decision vault, a searchable record of decisions, owners, deadlines, assumptions, source links, and unresolved questions. Imagine a small remote design agency called North Star Studio. Its founder travels constantly, and every week the team repeats the same questions. Which homepage version did the client choose? Who approves the copy? What changed in the package scope?
The agency does not need more information. It needs reliable memory.
Right. North Star collects 5 permitted sources: a call transcript, the original proposal, a client email, a project brief, and the latest status note. The system finds that the transcript contains an enthusiastic suggestion to launch Friday, but the email from the authorized approver moves the date to Tuesday. That contradiction becomes a review item, not an invisible mistake.
Approved? Not everything?
Approved knowledge, exactly. Google Drive holds the source files. Notion holds the reviewed knowledge base. An approved LLM analyzes text and drafts structured records. Make connects intake, alerts, and follow-ups. The stack is intentionally ordinary because reliability matters more than building a futuristic dashboard nobody maintains.
And the Notion Decisions database needs more than a title. Add status, date decided, owner, affected project, source link, supporting quote, confidence, review date, superseded by, and authorized approver. That last field is important. A beautifully summarized suggestion is still unofficial if the wrong person said it.
Good correction. The workflow begins when a new file enters the intake folder. Make identifies the project, records the arrival date, and sends the content only if it passes your consent and data classification rules. Then the model extracts possibilities. It does not publish truth.
Wait, I would put that gate even earlier. Should an LLM process the file at all if the client has not approved that environment?
You are right. Consent comes before convenience. Classify the source first. Safe for processing, needs reduction, or excluded. If the client has not approved the vendor and retention settings, keep the material out of the workflow. This changes everything for nomads. The portable system is not just fast, it is governable.
The human plus AI advantage. The machine handles volume and comparison. A person handles authority, context, and consequences.
Here's the exact extraction prompt. You are a decision extraction assistant. Read the source text and return a JSON array. For each possible decision, include the decision statement, status as approved, proposed, rejected, or unclear, owner, deadline, affected project, exact supporting quote, source link placeholder, confidence from 0 to 1, and explanation. If statements conflict, do not resolve them. Create a separate contradiction item.
Wait, status matters more than confidence. A low-confidence approved item still needs a human review, while a high-confidence proposal is not approved just because the model sounds certain.
Absolutely. Confidence sorts the queue. It does not prove anything. The model marks the launch as approved because
it mistakes enthusiasm for authorization. That is exactly the failure mode we need to prevent.
Yes, require the source quote, a clickable source link, an authorized approver, and a human approval state. If one is missing, the record stays in draft. Then run this comparison prompt. Compare proposed decisions with approved decisions for this project. List conflicts, outdated items, missing owners, and past deadlines. Cite the source for every claim. If evidence is absent, write evidence not found.
That phrase, evidence not found, is doing real work. It gives the system permission to say, I do not know, instead of rewarding it for filling every gap.
Once a person approves a record, Make can notify the owner, create a follow-up task, schedule the review date, and draft a client update. Use this prompt. Using only approved decisions in the attached record, draft a client-ready update in 5 bullets. Separate confirmed changes from open questions. Include source links. Do not invent progress, dates, or commitments.
That is where asynchronous work gets better. The client sees what changed, what remains open, and who acts next. You do not have to answer the same question from an airport lounge at midnight.
And this is where the workflow becomes a legitimate service. Do not sell AI magic. Offer a defined pilot. 1 project, 5 source documents, 10 reviewed decisions, 1 automated approval alert, and a documented handoff. Price it around setup complexity, review hours, data sensitivity, and the client's operating needs.
Then measure before and after. Count repeated questions, search time, delayed approvals, or onboarding calls. A result might be 40 minutes saved, or 3 missing owners discovered. That is useful evidence. It is not a guaranteed income multiplier.
After the pilot, a maintenance retainer can cover new source processing, contradiction checks, stale item reports, permission reviews, and a monthly summary of recurring questions. You are not selling buttons. You are maintaining a client's approved operating memory.
Okay, but 6 months later, how do we stop the vault from becoming a museum of outdated answers?
Give every decision an owner and review date. When a new decision replaces an old one, mark the old record as superseded instead of silently deleting it. Retrieval should favor current, approved records and visibly warn when something is expired or under review.
And test access as a normal user, not the administrator. A contractor should see only the project they need. A client should be able to retrieve and approve an item without seeing unrelated material. Least privilege is not a technical luxury. It is part of the service quality.
Keep sensitive financial or personal information out unless it is necessary and explicitly permitted. Redact what you do not need. Check vendor privacy and retention settings and define when raw source files are deleted. Store the approved decision and necessary evidence, not an endless copy of everything a client has ever said.
No, pause. Do not build the beautiful version first.
Start with 1 client and 1 recurring pain point. Collect 5 permitted documents. Build the 3 essential Notion databases. Test 10 decisions against their sources. Automate 1 alert. If that works, expand.
For a 7-day experiment, day 1 is the baseline. Day 2, gather the sources. Day 3, build the structure. Day 4, test 10 decisions. Day 5, review contradictions and permissions. Day 6, activate 1 alert. Day 7, compare repeated questions and search time with the old process.
If you remember only one thing, remember this sequence. Capture the source, extract the possibility, preserve the evidence, flag contradictions, human approve the record, automate the follow-up, and review what becomes stale.
Start small, but think big. 1 reliable answer can remove 1 interruption today and become a repeatable service tomorrow.
That's your AI blueprint for today. Ready to implement this at a higher level? Enroll in our high-income remote skills courses at nomadlifesuccess.com/courses. You'll get ready-to-use prompts, Notion templates, make automation blueprints, and guided implementation support for building this responsibly and turning a proven workflow into a credible service.
Automate the ordinary. Amplify the extraordinary.